But as I always say, I always have to say it, I do not endorse or condone the use of anything. I am making these videos for educational and informational purposes only. Anyone who decides to follow my actions based on the videos that I've made is doing so at their own risk. I am not responsible for anyone copying my actions in these videos. Talk to your doctor if you think this stuff is right for you. Good morning, everyone. Here we are. We are on today, right there, day 28. Let's mark it off on the calendar. Well, as we can see, today is the last dose day. This is kind of a moment for me. I'm gonna miss it. I know this is normally a speech that you would leave for like the end of the whole entire thing, but this being the last dose, I feel that I need to say something. I really miss the schedule of it all, honestly, if anything. The whole idea of knowing there are certain times when I can do things and certain times when I don't do things. I miss that. Maybe I should put a schedule up in my life, but that's a pretty big joke. I think I'm gonna miss most the insights, honestly. I think the mushroom itself has been hugely beneficial in opening up a lot of things in my mind to show me things that still need to be worked on, things that need to be improved, things that need to be changed. And without that, it'll be a bit more difficult, I think, to notice things, but as long as I'm paying attention, it should be easy to pick up on. I know that the work done wasn't done by the mushroom itself, it was done by me working with the mushroom. I know there's still work that needs to be done, and so I'm looking forward to continuing the process that way. The mushroom itself has been a very, very great guide. Despite the hard days, despite the dealing with all the resurgence of all the bad things from the past, despite all those times, this has been an amazing experience for me. I've really thoroughly enjoyed every single day, despite all the negative things that may have popped up. It's been one of the best things that I've ever done with my life, short of getting married and having a kid. I really think that this has been something that's really changed me, and it will continue to change me for some time as I integrate everything I've learned. It's just a process. It's just a step in the direction of being my true self, in a sense. But as I go through and I integrate everything, it's a process, of course. But it's a step towards being who I truly am and what I truly want to be. Integrating these lessons that I've learned and these helpful guide tips that I've learned along the way as well. I think it's going to be something that really improves my existence. And I might even do like a check back, like a month later kind of thing, and just say, hey, I'm back. It's been a month. This is what's happened. But I'm really going to miss it, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to miss it more for the actual dose itself, like taking the microdose, or if I'm going to miss it for all that it's offered me. It doesn't mean I can't go back to it. It doesn't mean I can't have another go at the whole entire microdosing experience. I just think I need to take a break. And one, this is my last dose I have, so I can't really do any more. But two, I think it's time to kind of put that part on pause and just go through everything, as I've said before. Take a look at all I've learned about, the different tips and tricks for improving myself, for the different insights I've gotten through this whole entire thing as well. I think it's time just to do that and spend some time integrating and working with and learning a bit more about the things I've already learned. So anyway, I'm going to take my dose now. I'll check back with you as I usually do, and in the half an hour and the hour mark, and then we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Well, just finished it, and I had a bit of a moment there. What I've tried to do with the microdosing itself over the past little while is be grateful for it, show gratitude, and talk to it, and almost like create a ritual. Like I'll hold it to my heart before I take my dose, and I'll say thank you and I'm grateful and so on. And today, and just now, I ask that you continue to help me and hold my hand and guide me through all this stuff and show me what I need to see and teach me what I need to learn. And I got thinking about how I'm going to go after all this stuff. What am I going to do after all this stuff? And I realized I can create that kind of ritual no matter what. It doesn't have to be based on the microdosing. I could sit there and I could sit every day and just sit here and be like, thank you for this, thank you for the chance to be here today, thank you for the life I have to live, show me what I need to see, teach me what I need to learn, to existence in general. It doesn't have to be to one piece of thing. Like, it doesn't have to be the microdose, it doesn't have to be this or that or the other. It could be the whole general existence that I ask for that help. And I don't need to rely on microdosing or any type of other medicine that way in order to get the same lessons and breakthroughs that I've gotten with this. And I think that's pretty powerful stuff, honestly. I could easily just say, thank you, universe, for all the help you've given, for all the stuff you've shown me, and all the guidance you've given. And I ask that you continue to show me what I need to see and all that kind of stuff. Even though this is the end of a whole entire month of experience, it doesn't have to be the end of the experience itself. I mean, it can get that from pretty much anything, it seems. And that's pretty comforting and amazing to know, and I'm very grateful for that information. Started a bit late today, it's like after 10:30 or something, and I'm going to jump into some work, and I'll check back within in a half an hour and the hour, and then we'll see what happens for the day, so stay tuned. Well, it's just after 2 on the last dose day, on day 28. It's been a weird day so far. I went shopping with my kid. We went up to the local mall and did some poking around for stuff, and we were searching for a present for my wife for her birthday. My wife and I share the same birthday on the 19th. My son and her had bought a small gift for me, but my son and I haven't bought a gift for her yet, and so we decided to go today. I know it's way late, but unfortunately we just didn't get a chance to during the time before the birthday, and then my son really smashed his foot on the edge of the couch, and it was really hard for him to get around for a while. But he was going up there today, and so I went with him, and we picked up a couple things for her, and I found that I was getting upset with the way he did things. I was frustrated with the way he rode his bike and didn't pay attention to things. I was just frustrated with a lot of things that he did, unfortunately. And I talked to him about it, and I said, look, I'm not trying to punish you, I'm not trying to be angry with you, I'm just explaining that the way you've done things is different than I would expect that you would do them, kind of thing, like, you know, riding your bike on the sidewalk when it's really crowded, or riding across someone's lawn and that kind of thing. It was basic common courtesy. I told him to do this, this, and this. But after talking to him about it and stuff, I felt bad. I felt like I was negative to him, and I explained to him as best I could, like, I'm not saying anything bad, I'm not blaming you, I'm not punishing you or anything like that. I'm just saying this is how it's expected to be done, by riding your bike this way and doing this way and stuff. And it was really hard for me to hear myself say that without having to apologize profusely to him. I still feel bad about it. This was like 2 hours ago, so I'm sure he knows it was just me talking and not trying to be mean to him or to be angry at him and stuff. But I still feel bad about how I talked and how I treated him, you know, the situation. Like, I tried to be as polite as I could. I said it is common courtesy to do it this way rather than this way. I said you should be doing this instead of this, and so on and so forth. And I tried to be polite with it, and I still feel bad about talking that way. And I think that has something to do with more with myself and accepting criticism to myself rather than giving it out to people. Like, I find that if someone criticizes the things that I do, then a lot of times I just don't do those things anymore. I just stop. And if I self-criticize, which I've done a lot in the past, I stop doing a lot of things in my life. I don't know, like, this is just stuff that's coming up, stuff I'm thinking about, stuff I'm working through on this whole entire day. It's a challenge to watch yourself and to pay attention to everything you do. It's something that I guess humans do normally. They have to do in order to make sure they're interacting properly and being polite and all this stuff, but it's really difficult when you're actually watching it all the time. Like, for a long time I didn't. I just flew on autopilot and just did whatever came naturally. But now that I'm grown and I have a kid now and so on and so forth, I have to teach things to. It's become a challenge of, well, how much do I say and what do I say, and do I teach like I was taught, or do I teach something different? For a long time, I taught him the way I was taught when I was growing up. It wasn't fun. Lots of yelling and punishment and stuff like that. It was really difficult at times, and it really caused a strain, I think, on a lot of things. Over the past few years, I've been trying to make up for it and be better and be kinder and stuff like that. And every time I say anything or do anything, I always stop and go, okay, why did I say that? Why did I say this? How do I say this? And what do I do here? And it's really a struggle for someone like myself. As much as I want to think it's easy, it's not. That's for sure. I'm not sure why I can't stop thinking about it. Maybe there's something there I need to learn. Maybe I'll take some time with the rest of the day so far and just focus on that and why it feels this way and what I need to do and what I need to learn and so on. I just thought I'd check in. I didn't check in at the half hour and the hour mark because I was busy out shopping. But beyond that, I'm feeling great. I'm alert. I'm aware of a lot of things, and so that needs to, I think, carry on into the next bit too. I think I need to learn how to take that awareness into the next bit of my life as well, and being aware of my emotions and my thoughts and everything before I even say or do anything, and just be more focused than I have been, to pay more attention to the things that I'm doing, to make sure that I'm making the best choices I can with the information that I have and all that wonderful stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna go and do some more editing. I got some videos to edit and get ready for uploads and such, and yeah, I'll come back and I'll see you guys in 8 hours, maybe 10 hours or so. We'll see you then. Well, we're at the end of day 28, and I'm kind of sad, honestly. I'm gonna miss this most of all. I think the actual dosing. I know that sounds like I'm kind of depending on the substance itself rather than the teachings it can give. And I feel, while that may be true, I feel that it kind of gave me a lot to work with, which is great. Part of me says, like, take what you've got so far out of this whole entire experience for this month and analyze it and break it down and research this, that, and the other, and do whatever you have to do to figure out what was given to you at that time and throughout this entire time. But part of me is like, continue, come on, go bigger, take bigger doses, whatever. Like, and part of me is like proud of myself too, honestly. It hasn't been easy these past days. I'm not sure how I feel about this whole entire thing yet, honestly. I still got 2 more days to really go through, I guess, like the no-dose days in a sense. I guess in a way I can call this the end because it is the last dose I'm taking, so I kind of miss it, but I kind of am grateful for everything that it brought to me, even the hard stuff, and sometimes especially the hard stuff, because without the hard stuff, you wouldn't see how easy life can be. Well, that's wise words, you can use those. There's so much involved with this that I feel personally that there's so much involved with everything that went on. And even though the problems themselves and the situations themselves and the learning and the lessons that happen as well, while all that may seem pretty clear to a lot of people, and some of it does to me as well, I feel there's more minute things in there that lead to fixing bigger problems or having a better understanding of things. I feel that there's so much wrapped up in this tiny little package, the tiny little doses, that just is going to expand so much for me over the next while. I'm excited to look through everything, pick out all the lessons that came up, pick out all the teachings and all the understandings I got, and make a big compilation list video of it. But I think also it might be one to revisit within a month's time. So after I make that video and post it, spend time going over the lessons and working them and integrating them and so on. And then come back a month after that and just say, hey, so I spent time with this and this after doing this and this. Here's what I've come up with, and here's what I've understood and what's helped and so on. That might be something to see as well. So if that's something you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. This has been an amazing experience, honestly. I am so grateful for the chance I've had to be able to experience this. I cannot tell you how happy I am. I know there's more to everything that I've already picked up on. I know there's more involved with all the small things, but also all the big things too. I know there's so much I can work out and figure out as well, and that makes me feel I'm so happy about that. It's been a long time now that I've been dealing with a lot of things. My past coming up again, and it's been doing that before I even started this whole experience, so getting more insight into it is a fantastic thing, and I'm so grateful for all the stresses and the depressions and stuff I felt, all the negative feelings. I'm so happy I had the chance to feel them while doing this experience, because it's allowed me to have a better outlook on things, to see things in a different way, to understand things in a different way. And there are so many lessons here, and I'm so happy for the chance to uncover more as I go through and review everything. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. But as I always say, I always have to say it, I do not endorse or condone the use of anything. I am making these videos for educational and informational purposes only. Anyone who decides to follow my actions based on the videos that I've made is doing so at their own risk. I am not responsible for anyone copying my actions in these videos. Talk to your doctor if you think this stuff is right for you. Even though I don't know all the stuff yet, even though I don't know everything that I've uncovered through this whole month, I do feel more connected. I do feel more at ease. I do feel more joy and happiness. I do feel more positivity in general because of this whole entire experience. I'm at a loss for words to describe how this experience has been for me, and I hope that these videos have helped to explain a lot to a lot of people. When I did my first microdosing experience back in 2019, I believe, I was nervous as hell. I had no idea about any of it. I didn't know what to expect, what it would do to my brain, how it would affect me, and what changes it would make in me and everything. I was terrified. And I spent 3 or so years at least researching everything I could find about this mushroom. and there was so much information, but I looked at everything, the good stuff and the bad stuff, the good trips and bad trips, mental health issues and everything else that could ever crop up, whatever else could ever happen. I looked at every single thing I could find about this before I even began to consider thinking about doing a microdosing experience, because I had no idea what to expect, and I was so afraid and nervous at the time because my mental health had taken a hit, and I was afraid of every odd, uncomfortable feeling in my body. Every thought that came through my head, I was paranoid, like, okay, what's going to happen with this? I had no idea if it was going to make me freak out or not. Like, I was so anxiety stricken, and I had spent years on medications from the doctors, and it was doing nothing for me except causing more problems. And when I stumbled onto this, I dove right into it, and I learned everything I could about it, and I was still terrified of it. But I took the plunge and started doing a microdosing experience. I jumped in, like I started at a very small dose, like 1/10 of a gram kind of thing. And from there I bumped up to 0.2 after a few doses. And it was so impactful. Like, I can't even begin to describe how it changed my life at that point. And I reached a point this time around as well where I felt I needed that change again, and so I started doing this whole entire experience this time. And just as it did before, this time it has blown me out of the water. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I could mumble on and on about this whole entire experience, but I will make a compilation video afterwards just to go over everything all in one video rather than little bits here and there kind of thing. I'm going to shut up now and go relax. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, there's always the like button. You can click on that, and it helps to show that you like the video, but also that it pushes it out to other people too so they can see it as well. If you enjoyed this whole entire experience so far, or this is the first video and you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell. There's going to be new videos coming out, so feel free to follow along with that. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one. I appreciate you all. Ciao for now.